No matter how much a man loves his wife, there are times when he grows tired of her. Don't be surprised. It's an undeniable truth. Women devote themselves to their families, caring for their husbands and loving their children, yet betrayal still happens. Why? Is it because men are greedy and crave novelty? Or is it that women, unknowingly, make them lose interest? There are certain bad habits that, rather than being off-putting, can make a man infatuated for life. Curious to know what they are? You can't miss the insights below. Being distant with your husband. In psychology, the concept of scarcity effect explains that people tend to value what is hard to attain or not easily owned. When a wife occasionally appears indifferent or doesn't immediately meet her husband's every need or expectation, this doesn't show a lack of care, but rather creates a balance in the relationship. People naturally cherish things they have to work for. When a wife refrains from overly indulging her husband, she isn't being cold, but creating a subtle distance that keeps the relationship fresh and exciting. A woman who maintains an air of mystery, keeping certain things to herself, ensures that her husband doesn't feel he completely understands or possesses her. This triggers curiosity and appreciation. After all, in love, the unattainable often holds the greatest allure. Maintaining mystery. According to behavioral psychology, men are often attracted to women who are not easily read, as this stimulates their primal instinct to conquer. A woman who retains private corners of her world, whether her thoughts, feelings, or habits, invites curiosity and keeps her allure alive. But this approach raises an important question. Is maintaining mystery in marriage a lack of transparency? Some argue that mystery and unpredictability are powerful tools, but overusing them could lead to a lack of sincerity in the relationship. This divide in opinion pits two schools of thought against each other. Those who advocate for preserving mystery to refresh the romance, and those who insist that openness and honesty are the cornerstones of marriage. There are even critics who suggest that being mysterious or distant might amount to psychological manipulation. They contend that love and marriage should not be a power game where one side has to win to maintain attraction. Instead, they emphasize that equality and authenticity are far more important. However, proponents counter that love requires spices, like challenges or mystery to prevent monotony, as people tend to take things for granted when they come too easily. Flirting with your husband. Flirting, often misunderstood as negative in traditional views, can be redefined as an art of seduction to keep the fire alive in marriage. A wife who knows how to dress elegantly and attractively not only enhances her own confidence, but also sends a message that she values staying desirable in her husband's eyes. Psychology points out that men, with their highly visual nature, are easily stimulated by appearance. A wife who makes an effort to refresh her look can keep the marriage full of passion. However, this notion sparks debate. Does seducing one's husband reduce a woman's value to being a tool of indulgence? Critics argue that focusing too much on appearance or seduction could inadvertently undermine equality in the marital relationship. On the other hand, supporters believe that seduction isn't a sacrifice, but a means to assert oneself and express love. Verbal expression is equally important. A wife who knows how to compliment and show affection to her husband can boost his self-esteem, making him feel acknowledged and motivated to give more to the family. But can constant praise lead to a man becoming overly dependent on his wife's validation? Some argue that this could make men weaker, prone to needing constant affirmation. Yet supporters maintain that compliments don't weaken but strengthen the relationship through positive interactions. Personality. Confident, independent women have a unique charm. According to psychology, individuals with a rich inner world who do not entirely depend on their partners create long-lasting attraction because they offer a sense of something to discover. A woman with her own hobbies, career, and a commitment to self-development will earn her husband's admiration. However, being overly independent or distant can lead to debate. Does it hinder emotional bonding and sharing within the relationship? Some argue that prioritizing individuality too much might cause emotional detachment, making the other person feel left out. On the other hand, creating a hint of elusiveness can spark a man's instinct to pursue, but this can also be misunderstood as playing with emotions. Critics emphasize that psychological games in marriage might backfire if the husband feels manipulated. However, supporters argue that this is not manipulation but an artful balance, giving and holding back, asserting individuality while maintaining connection, feigning innocence and being playful. Occasionally acting playful or feigning innocence is not merely an endearing behavior, but can also be a subtle psychological strategy in marriage. Psychology suggests that men often feel a greater sense of self-worth when they have opportunities to protect and care for the women they love. This instinct isn't coincidental, but rooted in primal survival mechanisms, dating back to times when men took on roles as hunters and protectors. Skillful playfulness helps a wife awaken this instinct in her husband, making him feel important and needed in the relationship. The wife's charm can be the spice to sustain happiness, but it is also prone to misunderstanding or overuse. Some argue that excessive playfulness or frequent feigned innocence could lead to dependency or even emotional manipulation. Men might feel exploited, particularly if such behavior isn't genuine, but a means to gain personal advantages. This often sparks debates. Is feigned innocence a display of weakness, or is it a covert yet powerful tool? Knowing how to express your desires to your husband. In a marital relationship, taking initiative in intimacy doesn't just make sexual life more enjoyable, but also creates a deeper connection between partners. Psychology reveals that men often need to feel capable of satisfying their partners, particularly in matters of intimacy. When a wife is proactive and expresses her desires, it not only awakens her husband's instinct to pursue, but also helps him feel valued and significant in the relationship. A woman who knows how to express her needs at the right time allows her husband to feel respected and loved, not just through actions, but also by affirming her understanding of and attention to his needs. Understanding a man's psychology. Understanding a man's psychology and responding skillfully to different situations are essential to maintaining a strong relationship. Psychology suggests that men often seek freedom to feel relaxed and unrestrained. However, they also require a sense of security and not feeling abandoned. A wife who knows when to let go and when to take control will make her husband feel free, yet anchored by a solid boundary, preventing him from straying too far. This isn't about strict control, but creating a perfect balance where men feel freedom within a safe space while still staying emotionally connected to their wives. Using emotional intelligence to capture her husband's heart involves understanding and adjusting both her own emotions and her husband's. Emotions are not just immediate reactions, but tools for connection, deepening bonds and creating positive feedback in the relationship. When a wife can read her husband's emotions and adapt her actions accordingly, she effortlessly maintains the bond and happiness in their marriage. Thank you for staying with us until the end of today's video. We truly value the time you've spent listening and engaging with these insights. We hope the content provided valuable information, fresh perspectives, and enjoyable moments. If you found this video helpful, please don't hesitate to hit the like button to support us in continuing our work. Feel free to share this video with friends and family to spread positive values to those around you. We'd also love to hear your feedback, thoughts, or questions in the comments section below. Every response from you motivates us to improve and create better content in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any exciting updates. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you in our next videos.